So I recently did a group project for my audio class, and you guys all know how group projects work. One person takes the lead, and then the rest of the people do absolutely no work. Well, this time around, I was picked to take the lead because I had the best pre-interview for our radio documentary project. So me, being the very nice person I am, gave everybody 4 days to edit their individual segments, which would leave me with 2 days to edit together the final project to turn in. Of course, nobody had their shit on time except for one guy. Mad props to him, by the way. And that left me with 1 day to throw the entire project together. And you guys, real talk for a second. I've never heard audio this shitty in my entire life. So let me go ahead and play some of this audio for you guys. Keep in mind that these are supposed to be professional segments. These are supposed to sound good. We're turning this in for a grade, all right? All right, here we go.
He gets upset and I guess that just takes over him or whatever. Yeah, he's just a douchebag, I guess.
Nope. What the fuck is this? Not only did you leave in the disgusting snort, which wouldn't have been that hard to edit out, but where the fuck did you record this? A swimming pool? Why is this the cut that you decided to turn into me? This is supposed to be edited before it got to me. And no, I'm not gonna edit this out for you. This isn't my fault. I hope everybody is as disgusted with this as I am.
Before we actually get into the story of how Tara met her brother on Facebook, she's going to go in and explain how her father met her stepbrother's mother.
You recorded it almost word for word, which would have been more effort than if you had just done like a bunch of takes and just picked the best takes out of all of them. Not only that, but it makes you sound like C-3PO just had a back alley ice pick lobotomy. You sound retarded. You do. You sound retarded. Doing it like this completely ruins the flow, and it destroys your intonation. It's like taking the effort to screw this up right now. It's really hard to screw this up like this. Spoiler alert, I didn't fucking use this audio. I don't need to look retarded by proxy because you can't figure out how to record more than 2 seconds of audio at a time.
So I met my brother on Facebook. Which is so funny.
We're on Facebook.
Yeah.
So there's nothing inherently wrong with this interview, but it has some issues. The first being that the interviewer keeps talking over the person being interviewed. Now, our professor actually overlooked that fact. He actually thought it was kind of a nice addition to the segment, but that kind of missed the core of the whole assignment, and we could have lost a fair amount of points for that. That's a huge technical issue. My issue with this interview when I was editing it is that most of the audio is overmodulated. Well, why is that bad, you ask? I mean, probably some of the audio that I'm recording right now is a little bit overmodulated, or it's not the best quality ever. Who cares? Well, let me just do a little side-by-side comparison for you here.
Could go wrong at any time. So I think I was okay most of the time.
I'm not just your father. And I was just like, that is such a lie. I was just like, let's make a bet. And my dad, he never turns out a bet. I blackmailed my dad for like 2 months.
What did you get? What did you try to get?
Money, an extra allowance.
You notice how the first interview, the one I recorded, sounds nice and clean and the audio sounds really full? That's because I got the levels right the first time around. I spent a lot of time setting up the microphone for this interview. It took me like 10-15 minutes to make sure that the levels I was getting were okay. And I monitored them the entire time. You hear how in the second interview there's a lot of scratchiness, especially during the louder parts? If this happens once or twice, it's not a huge deal. But for the entire time in a professional segment, it sounds like shit. Now, I don't know what we got as a final grade on this project, but we were required to grade each other based on effort and, technical interview sound and all that shit. And since I was the producer, I had the most intimate relation with everybody's audio. And you bet your sweet ass I gave out some shitty grades for this project. Not only did some of you not get me your shit on time, but it sounds like crap, and I almost couldn't use it. But if you're going to learn anything from this video, if there's one thing you should take away from everything that I've learned through doing this project, don't leave bodily noises in your interview. Just don't.
I think we keyed in on a Club Penguin romance here.